Well, good morning. It is Thursday morning. It's a beautiful day here in Tucson. I was so sleepy this morning that I could not get up. So thankfully I got Ben to school on time. And I decided to come investigate how much tires would be for my little Kia here because, oh my gosh, I'm just running on bald tires basically. Like my back tire was really, really bad and I didn't notice it until we went to Bisbee. I was like, oh my gosh, there was a whole bald spot. And I mean balding spot. Like everything was smooth. And so I kind of panicked a little bit, honestly. And I prayed the whole way home because I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to break down going home. And I told Donnie about it and he drove very, very carefully. And then we've been in town for at least a week. So I don't really drive that much, as you guys know. I mean, my biggest adventure usually is going to DeVita. Is usually my longest trip, which I didn't have to do this week. And then breakfast with Glenda. And usually I just kind of stay around my neighborhood because there's a Fry's there. There's Walmart, you know, like nothing's too far away. But my big concern was having a blowout, which I've never had happen to me before. And especially if I had Charlie, like that would be beyond my comprehension to handle, I think. Technically, I could handle it, but I don't want to. So, I'm glad that I came this morning because there's a business in town called U Tire, and when they first started out, they were just on Kolb and basically like Valencia area, I guess, or I don't even know, like Irvington maybe. And now they have a couple of different shops, which to me is just amazing because that just shows how hard work, dedication. They've got a great tire crew, and their tires are really inexpensive, and they have a bunch of different things. Like you can get on the SNAP program of credit, which I do qualify for that. So I went ahead and got all 4 new tires. And I feel so fancy right now. Because I usually never do that. And it only costs basically $3.50 for all of the tires. If I paid with cash, it would have been cheaper. And then you can kind of go like buy every time you buy a new tire, you know, that kind of thing. But anyways, I'm just so excited that I took care of this. It's done. It's off of my to-do list. I'm going to work very diligently in paying it off as quickly as possible because I guess on this program, if you pay it off within 100 days, then you don't have, like if you don't pay it off within 100 days, that's fine, but they just add more interest and yada yada, right? So, and rightly so, like I'm thrilled that I could do it this way because I was scrimping to try to figure out how the heck I was going to pay for one tire because they never want to sell you just one tire, right? They're always like, no, you need 2. And so today I showed him and he's like, oh man, they are pretty bad. And I feel like with this company, they're not focused on trying to sell you 1,000 tires because they know you're coming to them because you can't afford to go to the top line tire places. And so they're like just trying to provide a good service, get you tires, something you can afford, and have repeat customers. Like that's their goal. Anyways, they're called U Tire in Tucson. Phenomenal. And I've always really appreciated them, and I really like them. And the guys at the front desk are so nice. Nice to look at, let me tell you. But also just very, very nice individuals who don't make you act like you're, or nice individuals who don't make you feel like you're an idiot because you don't really know what kind of tire you even drive. So there's that. Anyhow, we're gonna head on up to Walmart because I need to get my gentamicin cream refill. And my gentamicin cream is something that I have to have every day. That is a cream that I put around my port site to help keep any bacteria away that could possibly try to get into my port. It is basically basically the first line of defense when it comes to your port area and dialysis. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, because I would figure cleaning it with your E-Sept is probably your first line of defense, and then your second would be to add the gentamicin cream, and then add the gauze and the layers of protection from that point. So then I'm going to head to Fry's and get us something to eat for dinner tonight. I don't even know what that's going to be yet. Today, because I got my tires on, I decided that I wanted to do my exchange later, because I actually anticipated sitting for quite a long time, and I think I was in and out in 30 minutes, and that's phenomenal. Now basically I was there right at 9 when they opened, and I was customer number 2. They don't take appointments, so I was really anticipating a long wait, but yay, that didn't even happen either. And so I'm glad that I was able to just get in and out and feel like everything's gonna be okay. So I did my exchange right at 8 o'clock so that I could take Ben to school, and then if I have to, I could sit, because if I did it at 7, that would mean my next exchange is at 10, maybe 11 o'clock. But to be on the safe side, I thought, well, I could do my exchange at 8, which I did, and then my next exchange would be 11 o'clock. And if horrifically, horribly enough, I could wait till 12. But it really isn't the case. Like right now, I could head home and do an exchange if I had done it at 7, but I decided to just kind of play it safe today. So that's always good and smart, because you just never know. But again, that's a joy of PD dialysis. There have been times when I got an oil change and I've waited a long time, and then I went across the street and was doing this and that and wandering around, and so I was off my exchange for quite a while. Or sometimes a doctor's appointment will just go really long for whatever reason, because you're waiting in the waiting room, and then you finally get in there, and then you have to wait even more, and then you finally get in there, you know, and you're finally seen, and it's just chaos, right? Well, the cool thing about PD dialysis, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't, because whatever time you get home, finally, just do your exchange, and then start the clock again at that point. And before, I was doing my last exchange at 10 o'clock at night, and so it's nice now that I'm able to just do it the way I am. Whoops. In regards to not having to do it so late. But if there is an event, like let's say I was there until 11, and then I did my exchange at 11, then that would just mean that I would have to do my next exchange 12, 1, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then my last exchange could be 7 or 8. And that works out fine too, because, you know, I mean, it is what it is. So that's also something that is pretty great about being on dialysis. Hello. I'm still trying to figure out this stupid little, the way this cell phone holder attaches into my vent is very different from the other one I had. And so I like this one because it's very nice, especially when you're trying to get someplace and you need the directions. I was tempted to send it back, but I think I might go in here and look at their cell phone holders again to see if I could get the one that I had, or I might end up having to go on Amazon and order the one that I did have, because this one doesn't tend to have very much cushion in where it attaches. And so since I'm in a vehicle and it's running and it has a slight vibration, I feel like a lot of times I'm getting a little bit of that, and I'm wondering if that's why the phone doesn't want to focus sometimes. I'm trying to figure that out. Plus, for some reason, my live feed was not connecting last night, which made me really infuriated, because there's some really great songs that I just did not end up downloading because or uploading because they just disappeared, which frustrated me. And I was telling the guys last night, like, I had my Galaxy Velvet phone for 5 years plus, maybe 5 years, and it was great. And so I really hesitated getting a new phone because, one, it's new, it's different, but I didn't have problems with the other one, except that I could see that some of the video recording, like, it could be better, but that's just because it was an older technology. So I needed to update that, right? So I'm in Walmart, and look at, they have their tree up. I love Christmas trees. It's so beautiful. So cool. So I actually have 2 prescriptions waiting for me, so I told them I would just go ahead and wander because it's going to be done in like 20 minutes. So I want to show you the secret. Donnie loves Pioneer Women stuff, like this kind of style of things, which is cool, but it's so funny. I'll show you the plates that we've been looking at. And I can't quite decide which one I want. Actually, I really like this set of pans. They're so pretty. And those are Pioneer Women. They're only $100, geez. And then, here are the sets. I'm like, he's so funny. I'm like, so by day you're a Pioneer Woman, but at night you're the rock star. Although I do think I like this set up here because it's a little bit less bold than that. But we might get some of these. Maybe dinner plates or something that's not quite so springtime, summer. I don't know. And then on the other hand, he loves Star Wars, so it's like, who knows? It's just so funny to me. Pioneer Women. But these are kind of cute, you know. I'm just pretty minimalistic, so it's kind of like, this is a cute bowl for cereal. And that actually is a serving of cereal. But they like to sell you this big guy for cereal. That's like 2 times the amount of cereal you're supposed to be eating. Just so you know. I know, I make every day just more and more depressing when it comes to food.